Hello Aries, Aries rising and Aries moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting April 17th, 2017. And stay tuned, later on this week I'll be coming out with a special Venus retrograde aftermath video, what the different signs need to be doing during the time of the Venus shadow, which will be occurring pretty much through the duration of the month. It will be constructive, do not worry, and don't worry, you won't have to wait too long for it. It's already recorded, I just gotta get it set up. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com. So as far as your astrology is concerned this week, in the very beginning of the week on Monday, we've got the Sun in your sign, forming a glorious connection to Saturn in your 9th house of higher education, government and legal proceedings, as well as long-distance travel, broadcast, and multimedia. And what's happening here is that, remember, Saturn is currently retrograde, where he is working on trying to find ways to break rules that don't really mean a damn thing. You know, anything that is just unnecessary policy, personal or professional, or in this case, the Sun working over with him, we might actually be finding you getting away with something that most people don't normally get away with. Getting clearance, getting authorization, maybe actually getting a chance that most people are often denied in these areas. If you're making some kind of appeal, if you're trying to ask for a rescheduling, if you're trying to retake a test, or to schedule some kind of big trip, yes, Mercury is currently retrograde and, you know, textbook, but getting the plan in order, getting all of that in order, or getting something taken off the table that has been inhibiting you in this area is going to be all the easier. So whatever needs revision, whatever we need somebody to take back, whatever we need to be granted a pass with that most people don't get, this is the time of the week to actually start putting that initiative forward, because you will have cooperation from these agencies, whether it's a school, government agency, either maybe a place that you have some kind of a long-standing communications contract with, long-distance connections, or even, you know, just a big old travel plan you're trying to squeeze in at the last minute. Later on in the week, on Thursday, we've got the Sun conjunct Mercury, yes, currently retrograde, in your 2nd house of earned income, Taurus. And this is actually a really good thing, because we are getting you something back that you have lost. Whether it was something to do with your job, whether it was something to do with money that has gone out, we're trying to get you into a place of recovery. Now, Mercury retrograde in the earned income sector can cause some confusion at the workplace, but when it comes together with the Sun, we get the best out of it, which is some kind of return to you. Now, what is coming back into your life may actually be something that you wish your boss or your employer never took away from you in the first place. It could be a part of your job description and activity. If you've been trying to get back into a certain position or back into working at a certain company or in a certain division, this is the time to, again, put that initiative forward as well. Because what we're doing is we're trying to get back into a place where we fit in and we are making the most money. And again, there will be that opportunity to get that back towards Thursday. So what is going on with your cards? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Queen of the Darkwood Elves. And this card is basically saying, do not avoid what you see coming. Usually this card can indicate if you have been worried about some kind of conversation or confrontation that you've been avoiding. Maybe you're worried about hurting somebody's feelings. Maybe you're worried about bringing up a tense discussion or calling somebody out. The Queen of the Darkwood Elves is basically saying, look, we've seen that there is no avoiding this situation. You know, when we have this, it's kind of, you know, we may be calling somebody out because they need to be called out. This could be a card that is signaling you to do some kind of intervention with a loved one, or possibly, again, go and actually have some kind of revision initiative set forth in your professional life. Because again, this obviously we have gone down a road we don't want to go down any further. It's not too late to turn back and get back on the right track, but we do have to have this discussion nonetheless. And we have seen it coming, and you know what? Maybe we're not supposed to avoid it. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Ace of Cups reversed. And once again, the Ace of Cups reversed can talk about a need to vocalize disapproval, vocalize maybe disappointment, or where you're feeling a bit apprehensive or even a bit of apathy for the work that you're being offered or a job that is being put on the table for you. Because the Ace of Cups reversed is saying we are making a mistake in being a bit too permissive nowadays. And if you have been in a situation where you're afraid to make a formal complaint to a boss, or maybe it's not even a complaint, maybe it's just a request to get out of an uncomfortable situation, you need to be going ahead and doing that, because the Ace of Cups reversed is basically saying more people are interested in pleasing you than you know this week. It may only seem that everyone is just believing everyone on the surface. Nobody's digging any deeper than that. And with the Ace of Cups reversed, you may be finding out that there is a disappointment that comes on the job, or a disappointment with a recent, appointment that you've had, whether it's, a promotion not turning out the way you thought, a reschedule turning out not the way you thought, or a new job turning out not the way you thought. However, again, remember the Sun and Mercury retrograde. We can turn this around. We can turn this into a 180, but we can't be passive and not vocalize it. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we do have the Eight of Swords upright. And again, falling into that Queen of the Darkwood Elves card, we are going to have to finally have a difficult discussion about something that somebody close to us is not fixing. The Eight of Swords upright can often indicate somebody who is stuck in a paralyzed area that they can get out of. Maybe they're not dealing with grief very well. Maybe they're, hoarding their emotions. Maybe they're dealing with some challenges as far as vices are concerned, or escapism is concerned. And the Eight of Swords upright is saying that this is starting to become more noticeable and harder to ignore. And so we talk about bringing up a difficult situation or a difficult conversation. We may not feel like it's any of our business. Well, if you're their family and you're truly their friend, or you're truly their best friend, it should be your business. And if you're saying it's not, then maybe we gotta pay attention to how close we want to be to this person. But the Eight of Swords upright says you can't go it alone with this person. You do need to get more people involved in trying to figure out what is best for him or her. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have we've got the Hangman upright. I was looking at the Eight of Swords again. We've got the Hangman upright. And your challenge this week is paying attention, again, to where we have maybe been hands-off for far too long. Because the Hangman is talking about, getting up on the fence, I'm going to abstain, I'm not going to cast a vote, I'm going to stay neutral. You know what? And there's always a time and a place for that. But this week, the Hangman upright is saying, where have we turned a blind eye to the point where it's not actually serving us or the people around us? The longer we stay with this blind eye situation, we may actually be doing more harm when that wasn't our intention in the first place. In fact, we decided to turn a blind eye because we thought that would be doing less harm. The Hangman as a challenge is basically saying, you, Aries, need to be able to, be willing to do something uncomfortable, whether it's compromise your reputation for being, more permissive or more tolerant or whatever, and really just say what needs to be said. And again, a lot of this with the Hangman talks about coming off the fence and not staying neutral anymore. A clear side will have to be taken. Oh, thank God. Alright, for your emotions with water and your romantic life and your love life, we do have the Hierophant card upright. Beautiful card for love and romance, because this can talk about an opportunity to start making things more official. And when we talk about making things more official, well, with the Hierophant card upright, usually this is the kind of official that could be Facebook official. We are even putting things on paper. The Hierophant card does talk about promises being made that will be kept between you and a lover, or you and a crush this week. In fact, with the Hierophant card upright, those of you who are even single and looking may find somebody who has a very similar cultural background or a very similar set of values that will make it a lot easier for the two of you to gel. The Hierophant card upright says you and your partner, if you are maybe not already at the point where you're thinking about taking things to the next level, moving in together, talking about, making long-term plans for the future, or even, even putting both of your names on something and sort of roundabout making something official that way, we actually have an opportunity for that to happen as well this week, because the Hierophant is sealing some kind of deal for you. So that is your horoscope, Aries. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.